Welcome everyone to my video. I hope everybody is having a good day. Before I start all my videos, I just want to start with a word of inspiration. What was on my mind today is just taking small wins, really getting locked in on small wins, because it's a lot of things that can happen. And when you're thinking so long term, you can really get just discouraged. But if you just focus on a day and focus on getting a small win, I promise you that's going to help you in anything in life, whether it's relationships, whether it's trading, whatever it is. But today, as you can see by the title of the video, we will be talking about what is the difference between Forex and futures. My personal experiences, and this is all off the dome. Been trading Forex for about 4 years now, 4.5 years. And I've seen major differences since I've came over into the futures market. The skill set that I've learned from Forex has completely, it was very easy for me to take my skill set from Forex into futures. And I know because of different regulations and just because of what's being pushed right now, a lot of people are trying to make that change. And that's why I'm making this video. So the first thing that we will be talking about with the differences that I personally saw was it takes more money. Not the best speller, I don't care. In Forex, you can start an account with $100 in a 0.01. That's the lowest you can use in Forex, a 0.01. In futures, the lowest you can use is 1 micro contract. Now with a 0.01, that is 10 cents per pip. So that is pretty much, you can make $2 on a trade, or you can lose $2 on a trade if price moves in 20 pip increments. On 1 micro, I've had trades with 1 micro that you can make $300, $400 in a day, which means you can also lose $300, $400 in a day. And the biggest difference that I've seen in Forex is the structure of futures. It moves very volatile. Like you can make that 350 with 1 micro in like 5 minutes. In Forex, that usually only happens in big volatile news events from my personal experience. So I think you have to be much more disciplined with your entries in futures than Forex. And you have to really be dialed in on your risk management so you don't blow your account, because you cannot trade $100 with 1 micro contract. And depending if you're trading ES or NQ, you cannot trade $100 with 1 micro if the market is really moving. I wouldn't say you can trade less than a 500, and you have to be super experienced and super on point with your risk management to even trade $500. The second difference between Forex and futures to me is the time of trading. When I was trading Forex, I would be trading the London session, because when I did trade New York, I did not like the price action of New York session with the pairs that I traded. I traded USD JPY, I traded GBP JPY. I did even gold sometimes. I just didn't like the price action of New York. It felt super choppy. It felt like it was a lot of liquidity grabs, and it just was not ideal for me. And when I found that in the London session, it was very smooth within the market. I could catch very smooth trades that sometimes flowed into New York session. But what that did for me is it messed up my sleep schedule, and it affected my entire life. Like sometimes I'll have to stay up in trades till 5 a.m. and you have to get up the next day, handle your business. And it just really screwed with my stress levels, with my life in general, relationships, all of that. It just hurt it. But in futures, I know I'm getting up around 9:30, 10, even if I get up at 11 sometimes, there are still moves within the market where you can catch good money moves, where sometimes what I've seen is price can already, if you miss the open and price already bust up on the open and now comes down and makes a leg around that 10:30, 11 mark, you might wake up and catch this break of a candle, and now you're catching a retracement back up to try to break this high. Even the after market, after 1 o'clock, the Forex market is still open, but I personally didn't see replicatable results where you can trade after 1 for my particular strategy. But in futures, oh yeah, I literally can see moves. Okay, it might be 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you have some clean structure with good volatility in the market, and the price action is respecting structure. Another huge difference between Forex and futures is that when you're trading the futures market, there is no drawdown when you enter the trade. Now, I cannot tell you how big of a difference this really is if you've never traded Forex, because on certain pairs, the spread could be 2-3 pips. So you're already entering the trade and you're down 3 pips. In futures, you can enter your position, and right when the market moves up a tick, you could be in profit depending on how many contracts or micro contracts that you have on. This could be a really big strategy if you do use it correctly. Saying you might enter a trade, I'm not saying you do this, but let's just say you enter a trade with 5 contracts and you take a quick tick. You might have just made a couple $100 for a 1 minute candle just going up a point or two. You get what I'm saying? But in Forex, if you enter that same position with, let's just say, a 10 lot, which is $100 a pip, and the spread is 3 pips, you're entering the trade down $300. That drawdown of $300 that you have automatically when you enter the trade could have been used for a better stop loss. Like in futures, instead of being down 300, you can put that money that you would have been down towards your stop loss to make the higher probability of your trade actually playing out in your favor, because a lot of traders get wicked out by a point or get wicked out by a couple ticks. So that will make a huge difference in your trading when you're looking at your overall P&L and your overall hit rate over a long period of time. The last thing that I'll be talking about with the difference between Forex and futures is the prop firms. I see a big difference within the prop firm space. Both have very trusted prop firms if you're talking about bigger companies that have been around for a good minute. But I will say the pricing is a lot different. And for people that are trying to begin and don't have that much experience in trading, taking the futures prop firm route is much better, because let's just say with a normal 50K account with a futures, let's say is $49. I will say a 50K account with Forex is around $300, whereas a 50K account with a prop firm is only $50. And there are some that are lower than that. What that gives a lot of people more hope in that space is because you can fail more and then not break the bank. If you're working a normal job and you want to then put $50 to the side, something that you would have used on a date or something that you would have used on dinner, you can just go get an account. You know, you can go get 3 accounts. And it just makes more sense to me. Now, if you're using Forex and you're working a job and you're trying to take a prop firm and leave your job with that prop firm, it's a lot more different and it's a lot more pressure with you trading if you're getting a 100K account, because now that is 10 times the amount of this. So you could have got 10 50K accounts with the price of just one of these. So it's a huge difference. It's a big stress relief for people who are trying to take that route. And I'm not going to say it's harder or easier, because it's all based on your skill set. Personally, futures is way easier than trading Forex. It's way less manipulation inside the market. The price action is very smooth. You know, there are choppy days, of course, with any market, but overall, I'm enjoying the futures market, and I'm still trading Forex, but I'm more so swing traded. With futures, I'm just in and out. If y'all have any more differences, just leave them in the comments. Hopefully this helped if you're just a beginner or if you have been trading for a minute. If you like this video, just go ahead and drop me a like and leave me a comment on what you thought about my differences. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Peace.